So I've been big turbo for about a year now, and I haven't put a whole lot of miles on the build yet, but I've come to realization that I have yet to even change the oil on this thing. So I'm actually going to go over that today. This is what I run. I run 5W40. I don't run the stupid Toyota crap. I do run the factory Toyota oil filter though, but I kind of want to get into that real quick with the whole Toyota oil consumption and whatnot. So if you guys don't know, which you probably do because you clicked on the video, 2021s have this oil consumption problem. And what Toyota claims is it's from the new manifold design. If you guys don't know, but you probably already know, like I mentioned, the 2021 and up came with a 6-port manifold. You can't really see it. Obviously, this isn't factory, but it has 6 ports, so 6 exhaust ports coming out to the turbo. They claim it's from that because it heats up more, which doesn't really make sense. But in the 2021, they also changed the compression ratio, so meaning they changed the pistons. So they did do some stuff in here, but ultimately, from Toyota, this car runs 0W20? Yeah, right there, 0W20. So it basically runs water. Like 0W20 is like water. So with what I've been running, like I showed you guys a couple minutes ago, yeah, I run the Liqui, I don't know how to actually pronounce that, Molly 5W40, and I've been on this oil for about a year now, and I've done 5 or 6 oil changes with that oil. And when I first got the Supra, I took it to Toyota because they're like, yeah, we'll give you 1 free oil change once you buy the car. At the time, I had an intake, I had the manifold, downpipe, and Cat-back. And when I went to get the oil change, they're like, well, we did the oil test and you're failing. You have oil consumption problems because you have all these mods. We won't honor it and give you a new engine. So I was like, okay, whatever, because they have to prove it, but you know, I'm not gonna get into that argument because I knew exactly where this build was going. So I do have the oil consumption problems, and changing my oil did fix it. Get a front lip, they said. It'll look cool, they said. Look at this. This is all the movement I have. And it's tight. Like, it's not moving. It's tight. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Car's jacked up. Took forever. Really went a quick jack. Real quick, I do want to cover these slip lows. So you can see I have been scraping on the slip low. But like, if you look at the front lip, like the front lip's actually okay. But you can see the scuffing. So this is actually working. I am really impressed. I was kind of hesitant on it because like there is this gap between like the front lip and this. So to change oil in this car is actually really easy. Look at that SP1R. Sexy. Eventually I want to get rid of this like bottleneck just to see what would happen. See if that would do anything for me. So to change the oil in the Supra, super easy. You're gonna find this and you're gonna twist it like that. Boom, oil drain plugs right there. It's actually a little wet. This is actually a aftermarket one. This is a titanium with a magnetic piece on it, just to grab any, you know, loose materials floating around the oil. If I can rub my finger on it, that's pretty much the little bit of, not sludge, but those magnetic particles I got in it. I'm gonna wipe this off real quick. I believe this is 18 foot-pounds is what you torque this to. Yeah, so right here's my little baggie, just nothing but copper rings. It actually came with this. I think this thing was like 20 bucks, but it's made overseas. And it took me like 3 weeks to get it. So I'm pretty sure by now, this is back when the Supra first came out when I first got it. So I'm pretty sure other companies make these by now. You don't need a magnetic like tip. I just think it's kind of like a extra precautionary thing, so you don't have all that little metal particles floating through the engine. Instead, you just have this thing collecting them. This is kind of hard to get off one-handed. There's the old one, and I'm gonna throw on the new one. Okay, there you go. All right, let's throw this one away. Save these for later. Still dripping just a little bit. Thread this in. is where things will start to be different depending on your modifications. So for me, like, I don't have a normal oil cap. I have this KLM cap, and this is feeding into here, and it goes into this catch can. That's something I designed. The caps, obviously not mine, that's KLM's, but this catch can is something custom I'm doing. I've had it on for about a month. Here in maybe another month or so, I'm gonna actually make a video on how much oil I captured in the catch can. So that's obviously not gonna be normal for y'all. Y'all will have a normal oil cap. And then also, if you guys don't have a manifold, you guys, apparently, I never did an oil change with the stock manifold, but apparently you guys have to remove your stock manifold just to get to your oil cap, which is wild. But for me, the CSF manifold actually has this little divot right here to where you can access the oil cap. So for me, all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna press these down, and I'll move this out of the way. And then I have more room to get the oil cap. Just a heads up for y'all, before you start doing this, make sure you have the right size for that oil cap. I got this from AutoZone. It's a 32 mil. It's a big boy. So, and it's also in a really difficult spot, so you can't really use like an adjustable or something. You have to use a socket. I think I got this AutoZone for like 10 bucks, and this is the only purpose I use for it. But make sure you have this before you drain your oil, or you're in trouble. All right, so I got the oil filter out. This is what it looks like. Yep. And then right there is where it goes in. This is plastic. Me personally, I don't torque this because this is plastic. It can crack, so I just make this good and tight. Like, once it stops moving, it stops moving. Plus, it does have an O-ring on it. So, I mean, in the end, you're good. Oops. So you guys saw I put the new O-ring on this. Make sure you guys do that. That would suck to have this leak out oil. And then this is how the filter goes on. Also, it does come with a copper gasket. Kind of hard to see, but the oil cap is, or not the oil cap, sorry, the oil filter is installed. So for me, I'm just gonna uninstall my little oil cap that I have going on here. This thing's actually wasn't that bad getting off this time. So move that to the side. So now you'll get your oil funnel. Sorry, holy spacing on what this was called. Put that in there. And now the Supra does take 7 quarts, so perfect. You get 7 quarts here. Normally I do 6.5, and then I'll do the oil reading inside the car so I can see how much oil the car still needs. But I'll keep that other half with me so I can fill it if need be. So I get this kit at Speed Industry. It comes with pretty much everything you saw here. 7 quarts of oil. It comes with the oil filter, the drain plug gasket. It comes with all that stuff. I think with this one, because it is an upgrade to run this oil, I think at the end with shipping, it's like 119 bucks, which, you know, is expensive, but I mean, also look at the car. Look what car we're messing with here. So it is a little bit more. If you do want to use the factory oil, I mean, that's up to you. However, when I ran factory oil is when I had oil consumption problems. So in the end, that's up to you. But I can link down below the oil change kit I use. I can try and find that oil drain plug. If I find it, it'll be down below. If it's not, it won't be down below. But yeah, so I'm gonna finish up with this oil, and then that's gonna be it for the video. So I will catch you guys in the next video. If you guys have any suggestions on video content you guys want to see, just let me know below. I always try to put out content I don't see a whole lot, covering stuff that's not covered a whole lot. So if you guys have any ideas, let me know and I'll make a video. See you.